Nanu, or something. Um, so it is almost October, the end of October. Halloween is coming up next week. So I want to give an update about stuff and things. Um, to be honest, I have not been building much for modeling for a while now. Whenever I get home from work, I'm more focused on finding out more about what sort of evil things that Hillary Clinton has done while I was at work. This is a really, really fascinating time in our history. This is just, it's unbelievable, the amount of crap that is completely going on right now. I'm just dumbfounded. Um, so anyhow, assuming that we don't go to war with Russia, there's a lot of talk about that. Here, the Japanese news, they're not saying anything about this at all. I don't know what the mass media in the rest of the world is saying about this, but the Russian television RT news has been talking about this. You get a lot of this on the internet news, and I think most people are getting their news from the internet because, at least speaking from an American point of view, I think Americans are just really fed up with the mass media in general. So anyhow, I'll try to talk more about models. You know, at first, I'm going to talk about Star Wars. So, Zvezda is coming out with a new Star Destroyer, and Ravel has their Star Destroyer, but it looks stupid. Their website's motto is "I made that." Kind of reminds me of what was it, the 1013 Productions on the X-Files. It says, "I made this." It's very, very similar. X-Files is cool. Ravel is kind of so-so. But I did get a really cool Ravel kit recently, and I'll show that in just a moment. The battery is getting kind of low, so anyhow, just bear with me. Yeah, so the Zvezda Star Destroyer kit looks fantastic. It is going to be 60 centimeters, so that's about 2 feet for you Americans. That is pretty freaking big. That is awesome. That is so cool. Bandai, we don't know if they're going to be releasing what they teased in that video that came out last summer or not, but I'm really happy. So if despotic Obama does not declare war on Russia in the next few weeks or so to try to prevent the election from it, then I definitely want to get that. That looks really awesome. I can't wait for that to come out. Assuming we don't die from nuclear war or something. I'm really, really concerned about all that. So, Star Wars. This Rogue One movie that's coming out is... I'm when I first heard about it, I'm like, hey, cool, yeah, stealing the plans for the Death Star, that's cool, right? And the more I see about it, all these trailers that come out, I am just not getting so excited. A year ago I would have said, oh, I'm much more interested in Rogue One than I am for The Force Awakens. But I thought The Force Awakens was pretty cool. And I did that video back in January. I trolled all the prequel lovers.
Midi-chlorians are dumb, and I wish they'd never been invented.
Just give in, Duke.
And I said that it was 3 times better than all 3 prequels put together. And I have a massive amount of thumbs down on that video, and I think it's great. Just being contrarian and trolling all those stupid prequel lovers, it's great. I thought that was fun. But this whole, okay, people were accusing the the Force Awakens of being like some sort of social justice warrior movie. And this whole thing, see, I don't even know my own culture anymore. You know, I moved from America in 2012, and this whole SJW thing has sprung up since then, and so this is really kind of alien to me. And I've been watching a lot of videos about this, and I was thinking that it's maybe people are just blowing this out of proportion, but apparently that it is a real thing. And you know, these are some of the most horrible, loathsome people that are in society, and to think that this is actually gaining ground is just really bizarre. This guy had even accused me of being an SJW when I threatened to boot him from my channel with the lighting and stuff. He was being really uh, just being a real prick to other people on my channel, and he was saying, "Oh, that's my freedom of speech," and was accusing me of being an SJW for telling him, "Look, I'm gonna block you off my channel if you can't be respectful to others." You know, this it's not about freedom of speech. It's about, like, you know, this is my place. This is my channel. You know, if you're gonna come if I'm gonna invite you into my home and you start like insulting my one of my friends, then I'm probably gonna ask you to leave because it's my home. You know, you're not gonna put your feet on my furniture. You're not gonna jump on my bed with your shoes. So for the same reason, I have every right to police my own channel and get rid of people I don't like. So yeah. So anyhow, that's an aside. So this whole thing about Rey in Force Awakens as being some feminist SJW thing, I didn't really see that at all. But I kind of can see this happening with this Rogue One thing. This whole, like, can you be trusted without your shackles, you know, your handcuffs? Are you gonna murder us all? Oh, I'm a rebel. That's what I do. I rebel. So that means you're not gonna murder us, or what? It's just, I, you know, she can kung fu chop all these stormtroopers to death, but yet she still has plenty of time to apply copious amounts of eye makeup every day. Um, I don't know. The whole movie was just kind of weird, and the whole thing with I was dreading it, but they're going to insert Darth Vader into this movie. I don't need to see Darth Vader. I don't know. I think it's cool that they have this Mon Mothma as a character in this movie. I think it's cool that you're seeing the Yavin base and stuff like that. But we don't need to have like Darth Vader shoehorned in. And I know all the ridiculous fanboys are going to be so ecstatic about, oh, it's Darth Vader, oh my gosh. But to me, I don't need to see that. Let me look this up. So I'm going to try to find this picture here. To me, with when they're doing like these side stories like this, to have completely brand new characters, I think, is so much more interesting. Now, I'm always reminded of this one time I went to the comic book store. It's like in the what year did this book come out? I forget. The old West End Games role-playing book, the Star Wars role-playing book. There's the book called the Dark Strider Campaign. It says featuring an original story by Timothy Zahn. And on the front of cover of the book, you see in the background there is like a blockade runner, and in the foreground you see like there's like a female captain. They have like Mon Calamari. There's a Twi'lek. There's a there's a Wookiee. There's a guy with like a robot arm. There's a what are they called? The Greedo types. And they have like a Wolfman in there too. It's like this ragtag, you know, bunch of rebels and stuff. And apparently they fly around the galaxy in this blockade runner type ship. if this is a counselor ship, where's the ambassador? You know, um, to me, that would be so cool to have that as a movie. You know, we don't need to see Darth Vader. We don't need to have Boba Fett. I don't want to see young Han Solo. I don't want to see all this stuff. I want just new characters. Explore the universe. You know, that's what was getting so annoying about the prequels. Is like it was turning into like Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, where like everybody ends up like knowing each other or being related to each other. It's just really ridiculous. I don't want to see Darth Vader in this movie. I think it's pointless. Um, yeah. So I'm really sitting on the fence if I'm going to go see that movie or not. Not so excited about it. So, okay, so I have not been building much models lately at all. Like I said, for the reason when I'm on the edge of my seat every day, you know, following all sorts of world events and everything, and also, um, okay, so I've said before that I've been an English teacher. Okay, so I live in Shizuoka Prefecture. I made the decision to take a job at an actual company, a Japanese company, doing desk work. And I started that earlier this year. And I thought maybe this would be a good step forward for my future. I was having some slight difficulty with the English job I was having before. I had an incident with a really hostile student, and I did not get the support I was expecting from my employers. But things smoothed out. But I had already started looking for a job, and I found this other job, and it seemed interesting. But you know, the team lead, he was a really great guy, but our boss is a complete um, there has to be a word for the type of person who has a they have a difficulty with accepting the existence of others who do not kiss their ass. I've seen some of this behavior occur in like the online like video game crowds, even like the plastic model online community. There are these people who they expect people to worship them and kiss their ass, and if you don't, then they're gonna treat you like crap. Well, this boss, or boss hole as I refer to him as, he's like that, and he has been like harassing me for months, and I don't want to say, oh well, it's discrimination, it's racism, or anything like that. I'm so sick of hearing that. I'm not going to accuse him of that. I think there is that might play into it, but um, the fact is that he treats everybody like crap, pretty much, and so he targets the flaws that he perceives in other people, and in that case, it's me for not speaking fluent Japanese, and so he gives me crap because of that. So I don't know if it's really racism per se, because maybe he's perfectly fine with foreigners who speak perfect Japanese, but in the interview I never promised that I speak fluent Japanese. I said like I'm like the intermediate slash advanced level, and I'm studying for if you know what the JLPT level 2 is, the N2, the Japanese language proficiency test. It's taking a long time, and I was studying a lot for this job, but my motivation has been completely deflated by the way this guy has treated me. So this has been going on for a while, and I've been really wanting to get back into teaching. You know, I've been continuing to teach like Tuesday nights and such, but I want to just have a real English teaching job, and there are people who look down on English teachers in Japan because I think counting way back like 20 years ago or more, you didn't even have to know the difference between your asshole and a hole in the ground. You could get a job and just sit on your hands and not do crap and get paid for it. And because of that, the profession has like a real bad attitude. There's a lot of foreigners who live in Japan who will look down on people like myself who is an English teacher and say, oh, well, that job is so easy or whatever, blah blah blah, and they don't respect you. Well, when I started like a desk job, I did not adopt that attitude at all. The work that I've done, I'm doing my own lesson plans. I've you know I I have a teacher's certificate from my home state. It was adult education, and I also have like a certificate in teaching English as a second language. So I do actually have a clue, and I actually really enjoy teaching English. Now, I get a lot of people who say, well, gosh, Greg, I get these comments, and they say, well, you're so lucky to live in Japan. Well, it's certainly an adventure, and I love the culture, but I hate the culture too. It's funny because I get accused of just very, very few, just occasionally, I get accused of being a so-called weeaboo for just being interested in Japanese crap. Like look at my room here. All the anime stuff and stuff. So, and if you don't know what a weeaboo is, it's different than a Japanophile. Japanophile is someone who really loves Japan, and I would consider myself a Japanophile. I think Frank Lloyd Wright is a famous Japanophile. A weeaboo is somebody who they believe that they love Japan, and their only concept of Japan is filtered through Japanese animation and manga and video games and stuff. Most of them don't even make it to Japan. They're really just absurd people, and they try to act, they try to pretend like they're Japanese. That's what a weeaboo is. So yeah, I'm certainly not like that. But anyhow, it's living in Japan. I want to live here. I want to live here definitely. I want to retire here. I don't really feel like moving back to America, and I still love America, but I have like a love-hate relationship with my home country, and I have a love-hate relationship with Japan where I live. So it kind of balances, and that's how you can survive culture shock and such. So I I've been really feeling pretty down, and as a result, I have not been building any models. That's why I've been doing a bunch of like unboxing and stuff, because I'm interested in models, but I don't really feel like building them so much. Um, the lighting with the LED is model related, so I was doing that, but it was something different. I was trying to learn, and it was really helping me to kind of erase uh, the stress from my job I've been going through. Um, you saw perhaps that where is it? The plastic got warped when I left this in my car. Got destroyed, but Steve at SMKR, he has promised to give me a replacement. So Steve, if you're watching, please, I'm anxious to get started on this some more. But anyhow, so I have accepted a new job. I'm going back to teaching English. I'm very happy. So the job that I currently have, I took a pay cut to start this job. And it's been really difficult. The job I'm going to be starting is even higher than the previous job I had. And that's just fantastic. So, but I have to move. I'm going to be relocating. And so my daughter is going to have to say goodbye to her friends, and that I'm really sad for her. Um, I'm going to be moving and living in an empty apartment by myself in December for a few weeks before my daughter and my wife can visit, can join me. So I'm going to drive back to my home here, help pack up, and then we're going to move together. So my job that I have right now ends in just a couple of weeks, and then I'll have a few weeks to pack, and I'm gonna have to pack up all of my neat crap here. So that's the story. So my hobby room, my fantastic hobby room, it will be in a new hobby room, and the apartment that we're getting is a lot fancier than this one. I mean, this is pretty nice. I think we lucked out for this apartment, but like we live, like I could ride my bike and be to the ocean in about 10 or 15 minutes. And so while that's kind of a neat idea, we always are battling mildew, and I've mentioned this in videos before, so much mildew. And it sucks. Like I have an air ionizer over here. We're always, running the air dryer in our apartment to try to combat the mildew and such. So I'm going to be moving up into the mountains to like a little ski town, much smaller population than the city I live in now. There is a model shop at least. They don't really have the best. I mean, they do have some decent paints. Like they have the, of course, Tamiya paints, and they have the Mr. Hobby Aqueous acrylics, and they also have the Mr. Color lacquers up until like the 100 numbers. For like the 300s, they don't have those unfortunately, so I'll probably have to just mail order those from yodabashi.com. But there is a small hobby shop at least, so it's a pretty cute little hobby shop. So I can't complain. At least I have something. And there is another hobby shop in another town close to it, so I can visit that one. And I'm not too far away. I won't be too far away from a major city, like the capital city of Gunma Prefecture. So I guess I can't complain. Okay, so about living in Japan. This is cool. Alright, so one of the perks, obviously about plastic models is, gosh, and there's so much here, right? And of course it's really affordable for me to get all these really great models because I live in Japan. The other cool thing is I have run out of Grail kits to acquire. Seriously. Okay, so the first Grail kit that I got, and I've already done an unboxing. Alright, this is the Buck Rogers Starfighter. I got this for like 2,500 yen, which is about $25. This is in fantastic condition. I got this just sitting there on the shelf, and people don't know what it is. Okay. The next, and I've done an unboxing of this one as well, the Britannia 2 from Lensman, the Japanese animation Lensman. Fantastic. This is by Tomy. Wow. Yeah, I got it for a decent price too. Normally this is pretty expensive, even on Yahoo Auctions Japan, but maybe 4,000 yen or so, $40, not too bad. And I did a unboxing of this one as well. Vincent from Black Hole. I paid maybe 9,000 yen. This is about $90. Okay. Japanese people don't know this movie. They just don't know. Like my shirt here, Tron. It's not popular here. People don't know Tron. They don't know Black Hole. They certainly don't know Buck Rogers. It just wasn't popular. It was on TV here, maybe the first season, maybe, but it hasn't been released on video or anything, so it's just kind of mostly forgotten. Only older people would be able to remember that. So, the fourth and final Grail kit that I've always wanted, I got it. It just came to me tonight. It came to me. My own. My precious. Okay. This is the Grail monogram Babylon 5 Star Fury. I got this for 3,500 yen. So that's $35 US. $35. Normally this thing goes for like over $100 or so on eBay. Yeah, I am super happy, and this is in fantastic condition. Bags are still sealed, or there's only one bag really. The decals are in excellent condition. Wow. Holy crap. So, I talked with John at Starship Modeler about the replacement, because like the guns here for the kit, they look like crap, and you can get like resin replacements. So that's really cool. So, yeah, I'm so excited about this. This is so cool. And I'll probably do an unboxing. I don't know if anybody else has already done an unboxing for that, but I'm very, very happy about that. That is so cool. Since I got the job offer, I've kind of relaxed a bit. I was working on this van some more, so you're going to see an update of this. I do have some other stuff I've been working on, so I can, I'll probably do some more build videos and such. But, I had been burned out on modeling, but I'm building my interest back up. So, I guess that's it. That's all I have to say. I've probably rambled for too long. We're living in very interesting times. Very interesting times. I really, really hope for the future. These are pretty dark times. I hope. I don't know. I've talked with some people in Russia. I know a guy in Russia, and he says that he hopes for the best as well. It seems like people from all over the world are really hoping that Trump is going to get this election, because Hillary is like the epitome of corruption. Accepting large donations of cash in exchange for political favors, that is the essence of political corruption. And it's, sorry if I'm getting too political or whatever. I'm sure most people are going to agree with me on this stuff. I know some people are, like, I talked to one guy today, he was more concerned about 4 o'clock in the morning tweets, and I'm more concerned about nuclear war. I don't care if somebody's staffers are tweeting stuff late at night. What I want is to, for this world to continue existing. So that's it for my modeling update. Halloween. I'm going to a Halloween costume party. Now, I had posted pictures of my my Halloween costume of Captain Okita from Space Cruiser Yamato, and this year I'm going as Captain Picard. So, makes sense, of course. And I have a Starfleet uniform, so I'm gonna be saying, "Make it so." So, anyhow, thanks for watching this video. I think I've run out of things to say. But yeah, I'm excited about this new job. I will wrap this crappy job up I have now. I really had high hopes for this job, but nothing's happening out of it. It's going nowhere. I'm being harassed, and as a foreigner, I know I probably could raise a stink and report this guy to the Labor Relations Board because he had harassed me in an email. So get this. Okay, by Japanese law, once you've worked at a company for 6 months, you are entitled to 10 days of PTO. And like as soon as it was 6 months, coincidentally, I caught a really bad cold. And I had mentioned that in a video when I was doing an unboxing video that I had a really bad cold. And this guy had harassed me in an email. And he said that, because I took a Monday off because I got sick over the weekend. And he said that Monday's the most important day of the week, and if you're off on Monday, it throws off the whole work week, and you're inconveniencing your team lead, and blah blah blah. And of course, it's a bunch of bullcrap. So he added at the end, if your absence is not noticed when you take a day off, then it just shows that this company doesn't need you. Now, in America, I think that is definitely illegal. I'm pretty sure that is pretty freaking illegal. You can't say that to people. And I'm sure it's probably illegal in Japan too. But, I'm already quitting, so I handed in my resignation, and the guy kept pressuring me. Well, what's the reason? I'm like, oh, I got a better paying job. No, what's the real reason? What's the real reason? And I'm like, I don't want to work for you. I'm not going to work for you anymore. That's it. And he was pretending like he couldn't understand my Japanese, right? Because he keeps doing that. He's just a total asshole. And there's something in his brain, and everybody thinks this. Everybody hates his guts, and it'll be nice if the company realizes what's the president, and he might get rid of this guy eventually, but I don't think so. But anyhow, that's I'm gonna be really glad when I move on. So yeah, eventually in a few months, you're gonna see a new nerd cave when I get it set up, and I can start building models again. But I'll probably go silent for a while. So I don't know. But stay tuned. At least until the end of November, I'm gonna be here packing up stuff. I'll try to work on some stuff as well. But that's it. So live long and prosper, and may the force be with you. Goodbye.